End of the day, dating, right, is about gathering data, right?
Yeah,
Don't
yeah,
make it
I love
romantic at all.
I love that. Data. It's about gathering
You're
data.
doing your market research.
Yeah.
There's no like emotions. Like before you've even said that I love you.
I love you.
Right?
I love you. Hello, people.
Hey guys.
Today's a special day.
Yes, it is.
What are we celebrating today?
We are celebrating our 9th wedding anniversary.
9 years in the game.
Yeah.
9 years married.
I feel old.
Do you know what? we were away. We're just having a bit of fun. We're away, and we went for a walk. And we got back and we thought we're just having a chat about like dating and money and stuff. And we thought we're talking about it. And we thought, why don't we just actually turn this into a video? Just talk about this subject. And it's coincided with somebody asking us a question on Instagram. Actually, if you're not following us on Instagram, you should be following us on Instagram. Somebody asked us privately and said, "Hey, wouldn't it be interesting to hear from you guys? What do you think about dating and financial independence? Like, would you date somebody if they had poor financial intelligence?" Okay. So, so we thought to ourselves,
Why not do a video?
this sounds like a video.
Yeah.
Let's make a video. Anyway, my name's Ken
And I'm Mary.
of the Humble Penny and Financial Joy Academy. What we do on this channel is give you guys the tips, the insights, practical hacks to help you work towards a dream life of financial independence and money joy. When we talk about money joy, this is kind of what we're talking about. The opportunity to take time out. We've taken about 3 days off to just hang out, explore London. We're in West London at the minute.
Yep.
And just have some fun, okay? But we're just going to talk to you in this video about dating. Dating, yes. So, question to you, would you date somebody with poor financial intelligence? So, yeah, we haven't planned this video. We're not even sure. So we're just going to talk about it. Tell you the kind of honest chat about it. So, babe, do you want to just... I mean, what is poor financial intelligence anyway? How would we gauge it? Would you have gone out with me if I had poor financial intelligence? Thinking back, like, when we met 11 years ago now. 9 years married, 11 years ago. So would you have?
Just a disclaimer, like where we are now, we literally have been on this journey together. And so a lot of things have happened over the 9 years, a lot of good things, a lot of development on both of our parts, a lot of growth, exactly. There was no YouTube, the Humble Penny, there was no blog, there was no Financial Joy Academy.
There's no six-figure income.
There was no six-figure income. So back to your question on would I date somebody?
No, would you have dated me? Not somebody.
Would you
have dated me if I had poor financial intelligence? Like, how would I have demonstrated to you that I just didn't have, things were not quite going well? Because I know how I would think about it.
Gosh, that's a hard question. Okay, so, I mean, long of the short answer is no. Well, here's the thing. What constitute to poor financial intelligence? So is that because they're in like a lot of debt and they're not doing anything necessarily to get out of the debt? Or is it that maybe just they don't have simple things in place, like they've only got a basic account and a savings account?
They've got no savings,
or they've got
or
no
they're
savings.
not investing their money.
Yeah, they're not investing their money.
Or they've just got poor money mindset.
That's a big one.
That's a big one.
So it depends. So with me, I look at it as the whole individual. And so there are many parts that make somebody a tick. What swipe up, swipe, what is it? What do you call it? Okay.
I don't know. The modern thing is they swipe left and right. Right? I guess you wouldn't know if they had any money, right?
Okay, so I'm rambling on. How do I put this? So basically, if I felt that you didn't have financial intelligence, right, then I would question maybe why is that? So is it because maybe you've not really been exposed to, for example, the whole idea, concept of financial independence? Is it totally new to you? Because we've spoken to a lot of people and it was a new concept to them. If that's the case, if I saw that you had potential, then yeah, that's a big one.
That's a big one.
If I saw that you had potential, then I would say, oh, okay, like I would try to, in a nice way, introduce you to the concept of FI. So whether that is taking you along to a seminar, or
Yep.
maybe giving you a book to read, or maybe sending you to some YouTube videos, or we could just be chilling like a
Like
date
the
night.
Humble Penny
Date night,
YouTube
exactly.
videos.
If the Humble Penny
The Humble
existed
Penny.
then,
Yeah.
oh babe, like come, why don't we just
Yeah,
you heard
check
of the
these
Humble
guys
Penny?
out. You heard of the Humble
Yeah,
Penny?
come, let's just
You
sit
got to
down.
check these guys out.
And so what happens next will determine whether we take this further or not.
That's
right?
interesting,
So, I mean,
actually.
I wouldn't give you like, obviously I'll give you time to kind of take it in. It's not going to take maybe just one YouTube video. But yeah, I would just kind of gauge how you receive that
Advice, whether I take your advice on
Yeah.
board.
Or if I give you a book, are you going to read it, or are you just going to put it down and, or not even...
Yeah, you see, that's really interesting there, because what you're trying to gauge essentially is whether I have the possibility of even being on your wavelength,
Yeah, exactly.
isn't it? From a kind of whether I've got the internal culture
Yeah,
of learning
exactly, learning.
and growing
And changing the mindset,
My mindset
your money mindset
around
that
money.
you had. Yes, but also along with that, money's not the only determining factor of whether
Yeah.
I would date somebody or not. So there has to be, like with me, when I was single, I was quite specific. I knew what I wanted in a guy, and that was faith, finance, fit. Yeah, so those are the ones I remember. But those boxes needed to be ticked.
Yeah.
And so with the finances, right? If you weren't quite there and you weren't thinking of learning, right?
It'll be a major stumbling block. is what
Yeah,
you're saying.
I think it will be a major stumbling block.
Yeah.
And the key thing is that the question is, would you date somebody? And I don't think that it's worth kind of taking something further if you can already see, because that's like a red flag. Like you introduce somebody a concept and they're not willing to
That's
like be
interesting, isn't it?
open-minded. It just needs to be presented to you in a way that you will receive it well. Really, I think a lot of it is down to not just you, but the way I present it to you. Because if I'm kind of forcing it, ramming it down your throat,
Yeah.
it might make you kind of put off the idea.
Yeah.
So I
That's
think a
interesting.
lot of it is down to me and I guess you, which will determine how you receive
That's
and what you do
interesting.
next.
That's interesting, especially coming from your perspective as a woman,
Yeah.
and what role culture plays in that as well. Because historically, money is I don't know, kind of seen as the man does the money thing, the woman maybe does, I don't know, the family thing or something, the home or whatever. Historically,
Okay,
So
yeah.
it's interesting, because I'm just thinking in the modern world.
Yeah.
Relationships have changed a lot, and for me personally, when I met you, you were definitely in a much better financial position than I was. You had more savings.
Yeah.
right?
I had
So-
more savings.
Yeah. And you were still living at home.
Exactly.
You you had good kind of family culture, and your money mindset was in the right place.
Yeah. I
think
mean,
that just helps as well.
it helps to explain to you guys that we actually met at a property seminar.
investing seminar. Yeah.
My purpose really, it was
Right.
more mission led, and I didn't see how it would generate income. And so my whole thing was like property. I will make money from property so I can just focus on my mission work. Right. That's where I was in my money mindset. It was definitely financial independence, but I was in the very, very, very early stages of financial independence. And same as you. I
very
think
early.
Quite a new concept
And I'd
for
come
us.
across the Rich Dad Poor Dad book
Yeah, we both come
And-
across that book, which is what led us to the seminar.
to the seminar,
Yeah.
and I almost saw that as a roadmap, and I thought, okay, this is giving me a different perspective that I hadn't come across before from other people. So in effect, it gave me a framework. We're just
important.
unwinding a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, if from my perspective, would I date somebody who had poor financial intelligence? Do you know what? I wouldn't. The answer is a no.
Ooh, okay.
The answer is a no. Just simply because so many situations, whether it's divorces, whether it's couples not having financial success together, whether it's, couples just fighting over money, right? Even on a personal level, like whether it's from family members, whether it's from non-family members, just friends, or just people we know about. So I've just seen so much of that, that to be honest, I mean, obviously it would take some time for me to gauge if somebody I was maybe considering going out with, or maybe somebody I was going out with already. I'd have to gauge somehow whether it's through looking at their, what their net worth kind of looks like. What does that say about them, right?
Yeah.
What does that net worth picture look like?
Yeah.
What categories of debt do they have, and kind of what's going on there? But it's interesting. It was interesting listening to you because you focused a lot more on potential, which is interesting, and I really agree with that.
Yeah.
But I think for me,
you can't just write somebody off.
Yeah. I think that's important. But for me, I'd really struggle to say, do you know what? I really want to put all my commitment into this. If that person is not willing to actually take the steps as you outlined to potentially learn or to kind of maybe come on board. And this is, we're actually doing this because we've had 9 years of marriage, right?
Yeah.
And we've had an amazing 9 years of marriage.
We have.
And those 9 years, we've grown a lot together.
Yes.
Key word there is together.
Yeah.
That's the word, right? And the reason we've been able to grow together is because we've been of the same money mindset.
Yeah.
And so we started off together and we kind of knew what our core goals were. We had our 10-year goal. We knew what we wanted to achieve. And even today, we went for a walk. All through our walk, we're talking about our goals and what we're still trying to achieve, right?
Yeah.
And so I just think that's just so important that the people are more conscious of this topic of financial intelligence because the minute you kind of go into a long-term relationship, it's just much harder to unwind that.
Definitely.
I just feel that, boys and girls out there need to be a bit more crude. That's just my personal view. A bit more, what's the situation on the money front?
Yeah.
And have the conversation before core commitments are made.
Very true. I mean, we both knew before getting into marriage, before getting into the relationship, that money is one of the major causes after infidelity of divorce.
Yeah. It's the cause.
Oh, it is the cause.
It's the second
biggest
cause of divorce after infidelity.
Yeah. So it shouldn't be taken lightly.
No.
It definitely should not be taken lightly.
Yeah, and just generally speaking, this point around we're using the word dating, right? Because it almost implies that you're still at that beginning stages,
yes,
and you're about to kind of go into what might become serious, right?
Yeah,
a commitment, when it's in a long-term relationship or a marriage, stuff like that. Now, some of you listening to us, you are already in the eye of the storm in a way because you are already in a relationship, and that relationship might not quite be going as well as it might be because as you'd love it to be because the money situation was not really talked about.
Yeah.
My point here being that if you're already in that place where you are already in a long-term relationship and maybe things aren't quite going as well, I think the remedy to that is really all around conversations. And conversations help a lot, just talking about things and being open to be challenged on this topic around money. I think we've had historical things where, I did a talk recently where I spoke at an all-women's event. And it was just very interesting hearing the women giving their feedback, saying that, they wish their husbands or their partners were there because there was this issue of trust, essentially, where people were using money for things in their relationships with the other person not having some awareness for what they were using money for.
Right.
Okay. So the key themes then have to be around conversation / communication, and which then over time leads to transparency and education.
Yeah.
Or rather, growth in financial intelligence. Because without the communication and talk, we have our money day that we do each month. Then in between the money day, which happens once a month, we have ongoing dialogue about money. We talk about where money is coming from, where money is going, what our investments are, what our investments are doing, what sort of expenses we have, what our expectations are, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Those conversations demonstrate full transparency. That transparency then helps us see areas that we need to maybe focus on. That focus then leads us and creates growth.
Yeah. So the key thing there is to actually, get the partner on that same page where they're actually open to have those conversations. Yeah. How do we create that atmosphere that's conducive for that kind of conversations where it's not tense?
Yeah.
Maybe it could be a change of environment.
Yeah.
Going away
somewhere.
Without the stresses of life and having
or children.
to cook, children,
Yeah.
all of that. Just so that it's a nice environment and atmosphere to have those conversations.
Yeah. So how do you know whether someone has poor financial intelligence? What things are indicators? Let's say someone's dating somebody, like what would they be looking out for to know that?
You can't just say, bring out your receipts or show me your bank balance.
Show me your budget, man. Show me your budget, man.
Yeah, you just have to be kind of... So with you, when we were dating, right, I asked you, like, what's your 5-year goal? And we were just like really having a nice casual conversation.
I saw that coming as well, and I was preparing.
Oh, please,
I had my notes down.
I mean, you know what? The main thing is that at the end of the day, dating, right, is about gathering data, right?
Yeah,
Don't make it
I love
romantic at all.
I love that. Data. It's about gathering
You're
data.
doing your market research.
Yeah.
There's no like emotions. Like before you've even said that I love you. Right?
I love you.
And before you've even gotten
you're
intimate on that level, right? You're literally just gathering data.
Yeah.
Because that way you can really think properly without all of the added emotion. Oh, but he's so sweet. And no. Like if it doesn't work out and he doesn't have, like, you need to be able to think logically. Yeah, with your head, and not with and with your heart, obviously. But you need to just think logically. Put it that way.
Yeah, and that's hard. Like let's be straight, but that's hard.
It is hard,
right?
but that's why you do it before the emotions kick in.
Yeah, or before you've committed. Fully.
Yeah,
into
dating.
Like saying yes, I do.
Yeah, exactly. But so with you, I don't even remember what answers you gave when I asked you. What's your?
It must have been good though.
It was good, obviously, because your hair, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So I literally asked, what's your 5-year goal? What's your 10-year goal? And then you told me, so I thought, okay.
So that was a hallmark. Right. So going back to the point. So the point was, I had some idea.
You had some idea, yeah.
Where I thought I wanted my life to go.
Yeah.
Right? So that was a hallmark of strong financial intelligence, potentially. I think other hallmarks are simple things such as, somebody not having savings. Like literally being real. Like I was super impressed when you told me that you had savings. And I was like, yeah, that's a good sign.
Yeah.
Like she's got savings.
I mean, it was basically a deposit for a house is what
but that's the point. Forget it's a deposit because that's the intention for the money.
Yeah.
But the point is, you lived below your means. Because without doing that, there would be no savings.
Yeah.
And this is one of the biggest struggles we have with anyone who lives paycheck to paycheck. Is this inability to live below your means. Yeah. That's usually a really good sign that, this could be outside of other things, really.
Savings, yeah.
Is they've got some savings.
Yeah, that's true.
And I always think as well, another really very good indicator is the type of debts they've got.
Yeah,
right.
True.
Because like, if you're so young, what are you doing with all like 5 different like store cards?
Yes.
What are you doing with like an array of credit cards?
Yeah, exactly.
Do you see what I mean?
But you know what? It's good to have some credit cards. It's good to have some store cards because it actually helps when you're trying to build up your credit. Your credit, if you want to purchase a house and stuff like that. So, but you're saying an excessive amount.
Yeah. It's always like, come on.
That is a red flag.
That's a red flag.
Definitely.
We you just know, right? Yeah. It's because when you see that, the next evidence is like, what are they collecting? Are they a collector of bags? Or are they a collector of trainers? Or are they a collector of expensive watches? Because obviously you take on debt for a reason. You don't just take it on because you just feel like it.
Yeah.
You take it on because you're feeding a habit. The habit's the other thing.
That's a good point. And it's not to say that if somebody likes, really good things or expensive watches, that's a red flag. Not necessarily, but it potentially could be. Like when I met you, had your Rolex watch, you had your Cartier.
Yeah.
You had a lot of expensive stuff, but it wasn't an excessive amount.
So you had to assess on, given the fact that I'd given you my 5-year plan, I kind of knew I had the career. I had a career journey as well, so I had career potential. I was doing some really interesting things back then. So you had to basically balance that. You had to say, well, actually, okay. I think the word you used there was potential.
Potential. That's another important point. Yeah, because you were on that career kind of trajectory as you'd have it. So even if you did have like expensive items or taste, you could potentially have the salary to finance that kind of lifestyle.
Yeah.
Not that.
Yeah, and although saying that though, we realised down the line as we kind of went down that pathway that was actually the wrong pathway to be going.
Yeah, obviously, because it wasn't sustainable.
It wasn't
for
sustainable
the kind of lifestyle that we wanted.
for the direction that we were trying to head.
Exactly. Yeah.
Quite a few indicators then
Yeah.
for what determines someone's financial intelligence or not.
Yes, exactly. There's not one single answer, and everyone's situation is going to be different. So,
In short, right, let's if we had to really like summarize it,
Okay.
I think we're both saying, in short, that we would not date somebody who had poor financial intelligence. Let's be.
short.
If we're being really crude, right? That's really what we're saying, right?
Yeah.
In short, we would assess certain things. In the end, if they are not willing to grow and not willing to learn and not willing to kind of make some changes, then we would not be doing that. And I actually think that's a good place to kind of stop this conversation so far, because it's an ongoing conversation.
Yeah.
And we're going to talk a lot more about couples and maybe marriage.
Like,
and,
what if you're already in the relationship?
Yeah, what if you're already there?
And somebody's good with their money and somebody isn't.
We'd love to hear from you. How did you feel about this video? Because we haven't planned this video. We just did it as a way of just like part of our casual celebration of our 9th wedding anniversary.
Yeah.
Just to talk about this topic. We'd love to know from you. What did this almost spark in your mind as you watched this video? Let us know in the comments, what questions were raised for you. If you really enjoyed this video, please make sure you hit that like button, because it really helps encourage a ton more people to engage with our videos. If you're new to our channel, don't forget to subscribe. We are friendly faces. Hit that subscribe button as well as the notifications bell so you get notified when we publish our videos twice a week, typically on a Tuesday as well as a Thursday.
Guys, thank you so much for watching and sticking to the end. You're a real one. Thank you. We really appreciate you.
Yep.
And we look forward to seeing you again in our next video.
Absolutely. Take care. Bye. Much love from us. Bye-bye.